So before I started writing the 392, which is a novel set right here in Hackney, I actually just wrote poetry. And I think that's what is such a key part of the craft. Poetry, for any sort of aspiring novelist, I think the close analysis and the close reading of poetry is so important for the longer text. So I wrote poetry, and I'm going to start by performing 3 poems for you. And this first one's called One of a Kind, and essentially it's about my mum getting her phone nicked by one of those, like moped crime was a big thing a few years ago, and she got her phone stolen, and I didn't know what to do about it, so I wrote a poem because that seems fitting. So here's one of a kind. I don't like what's happening in my city. Her phone snatched from her hands, my mother tells me. Snatched from the hand she cradled me with sweetly, singing agadoo-doo-doo, push pineapple, shake the tree. But now the tree is shaken up and has taken time off. Now there are naughty kids sat opposite in the barber shop. The older brother, the middle sibling, sitting squashed, shouts his 10 and whacks his sister hard in case she forgot. He does this with phone-snatching hands and speaks in a mature slang, the voice of his generation. And their mum highlights in her wee, fiery orange streaks, does little to mediate, engrossed in a telephone conversation. But you mum, you save the city one bus journey at a time, thanking each driver as you enter. You're one of a kind. Thank you. Got my beer. That's annoying.
You're so big time.
Yeah, what am I? Thank you very much. Was that one okay? It's really quite short. Okay, right. This next one's called Archway. And again, it's about my girlfriend, and basically she got a bicycle. And I said to her, I think getting a bicycle is a bad idea. I think this is, in London it's a bit dangerous. But she's like, no, I'm getting a bicycle. She spent quite a lot of money on it. And about 2 or 3 weeks after she got this bicycle, she had a little bit of an accident. She's fine, she's okay. But again, I didn't know what to do about it. So what did I do? I wrote a bloody poem about it. So that's what we write now. Okay, this one's called Archway. Holloway is hot and muggy today, but our phones are safe from the snatchers somehow. The 4 goes from Waterloo to Archway. My nuisance need knows that it's needed now because my ears still sting from your phone call that said you had fallen off your bike. So I flung on a t-shirt, bleach stained and small, and ran up the road, scared of what I might. But there I spot you, pleading but breathing. At the scene, the bus has broken its face, and your lip is busted, and you slice open your chin, and the bus driver's fag fingers shake at pace. Hazards flash yellow, sirens flash blue, your blood trickles red. She's lucky to be alive, is what the doctor said. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to end, before I start reading to the green, actually, end one last poem, and it's called Lewisham, and it's about the reason why I think I'm so absorbed by the idea of London buses and why I'm so captivated about sort of the journeys and the stories that are evoked by London buses is because my dad was a London bus driver. So hopefully this poem makes sense, and this one's called Lewisham. It's about time I wrote this one belatedly. It's about time I told those that didn't know, those few I hadn't told proudly already basically, that my old man was once a bus driving hero, saving Londoners from behind his steering column until illness thwarted the dream suddenly, stripping him of his heroic duties, a problem for a young enthusiastic bus enthusiast like me. For years beforehand, he manhandled the route P4, B4, sugar levels soared, and I never saw him drive from Brixton to Lewisham repeatedly anymore, but captured on canvas, the image survives. Ones once loved have seen it. His safety checks come snowfall, a priceless gift, affixed to my bedroom wall. Thank you. Okay, so the 392 came out in April. It's a novel set right here in Hackney. It is told from many different passengers' perspectives as a suspected terrorist gets on. But essentially it's about, for me, giving voices to voices we don't hear from, those disenfranchised, outside voices that we speculate about so often as a sort of bus passenger voyeur, so to speak. So we hear from the homeless people, we hear from the annoying schoolgirl at the back, we hear from the bus driver. Everybody on this bus has a story. So I'm going to read, my bookmark was in the wrong place, so that's not ideal. I'm going to read from a chapter from a character called Barney, and he is a politician on this bus. But like me in many ways, he's very observational, and he's sort of keeping a tally of everything he sees. So here we go. I sit down again. The old lady shopping trolley was in the way, right in the middle of the aisle, and not being graced with the slenderest of frames these days, I aborted mission. I false started, did a sheepish U-turn to my seat at the back. The strange fellow at the front fumbles about suspiciously, so I think dirty thoughts to keep me calm. Some dirty grime and music how it should be. I think of AJ Tracy, Bonkers, Cadet, Dig That, EO, Fredo, Giggs, Heady One, Izzy Gibbs, J Husk, Crepton Conan, Little Sims, MIS to the fucking T, Novelist, Oscar, President T, Russ, Stormzy, The Streets on Tour with Tonga, Unknown T, Vic Santoro, Wiley, Xavier Unknown, Young's Teflon, Zags, all of them. I look out beyond the Beauvoir, the rain falling heavier now. I see the city workers in trench coats clutching Bodum travel mugs full of Tassimo-made coffee, pounding it down the road to get to the office by 10, having dropped little Oscar off at the childminders. The bookworms clutching the lonely Londoners, and Lincoln in the Bardo who'll get on a packed bus to Old Street and jump on the tube to get to their offices, a small literary agency in Central somewhere. Followed by the British builders with bloated bellies and this morning's metro folded under their arm, manhandling their paint-stained toolboxes. The dwindling Eastern Europeans have trekked across the city already and have been on site since sunrise. They net cans of Relentless like they are drinking Zubar. London is open. Hashtag London is open. A London growing year on year, an army of grafters grinding to keep the city moving. Haggerston swimming baths is still closed and black people still can't swim. Haggerston swimming baths will become shops, community spaces and offices, and black kids still won't learn to swim. Black kids can't go surfing down in Newquay on GCSE results day with Tom, Aaron and Jeremy because black kids can't swim. But they can now shop in Haggerston and use the community spaces at a premium. On every street corner, a new build is being built. 1 bedroom, small outside space, good transport links, 30% deposit, fixed mortgage for the first 3 years, 6 months of stamped bank statements, credit checks. Get this signed by the solicitor at the end of the Victoria line, valued at $500,000, low interest rate, housing associations and key worker discounts, bills not included. I should have done something about this. Over there, builders, merchants and removal businesses have been priced out and replaced by cafes and fancy flower gardens. The leisure centre is in danger. Crossroad 2 is coming. The primary school has changed its name to reflect the change and attract parents from the wider realms of the catchment area. Yummy's Caff and Barry's Locks look scared. A cluster of Santander bikes sit ready to be taken for a ride along the network of cycle superhighways. The Hunter S with porn pictures in the men's toilet and Hackney parallels on tap, and a bar woman with cropped hair who's come down from York to chase her dreams of going to art school during the day, Central St. Martin's. She wears a vintage Adidas t-shirt bought from Beyond Retro in Stoke Newington. Gets a small tattoo of a ballerina on the underside of her arm, a homage to the dance lessons she took between the ages of 6 and 8. moves from Stockwell to Bricklewood to Southall to Leighton, dabbles in a lesbian relationship but will maybe meet a decent enough man one day and have a normal enough nuclear family to keep her parents happy. She doubts that though, drinks pints of Kapow, has a Twitter profile of the Neutral Milk Hotels in the Aeroplane Over the Sea album cover, listens to Gus Appleton and asks punters whether they've heard Ghost Poet's new record. She has a few piercings, one nose, 3 in the ears, 2 on the right, 1 on the left, and a tragus that's infected and struggling to heal. New London, new high-rise tower blocks, yards from £1 million plus houses. The sky is dark and the rain clouds don't look like budging. The man at the front with the bag and the beard does not look like budging. He's still there, perched at the front of this bus like a martyr. See it, say it, sorted? Outside, under the surface of aesthetic comfort, decent attire and decent hair are uncomfortable overdraft balances, temptingly attractive payday loan adverts, and difficult discussions with line managers. I still don't understand why checking your credit score could affect your credit rating. Not much passenger turnover between Hoxton and Dalston and Highbury. The passengers on now are here for the long run. New Balances, crop trousers, and it's getting colder, and the 73 doesn't go to Victoria anymore, and I know I'm rambling, but times are getting desperate, and the man is still at the front, and I don't want to die today. I need some Krept and Conan and a little bit of chip to make this all slightly better. The way it goes on, still not set up, still no interviews. The bus turns left, then right, following the curve of a sodden jogger running alongside on the pavement. Everyone has taken up running, £40 plus to enter this race, slight discount if affiliated to a club. People put it on their Monzo, a little jog on a Sunday around the marshes or Clissold Park to run off the hangover. Late night last night in Oslo or the Motown night at Moth Club, run down the canal to Victoria Park, do a lap and come back. Hackney Highbury Fields 5k park runs, and don't forget your barcode. Clapton are playing Sporting Bengal at the Old Spotted Dog in the Essex Senior this week if you fancy it. Football kits stuffed in rucksacks. Happy to play five-a-side after work midweek, not so keen on 11-a-side anymore. Playing that team from Tottenham with all the black boys smoking weed on the touchline was no longer fun. And over there is Acoustic Cafe. I still have my poppy on, and people were wearing white peace poppies this year. And I had a ticket to see Bugsy Malone last week at the Forum, and she's had her phone stolen outside the Alma, and he's had his phone stolen outside the Stag. One person in the cubicle at once. We have a strict no drug policy, and thieves are known to operate in the area, so please look after your belongings. They'll probably give Lovebox a miss this year, but Field Day in Citadel look fun. Or maybe Primavera, a cheeky trip to Barcelona. Tote bags of different colours, and Amy's got a blue Fjallraven Kanken rucksack, and Rachel has a yellow Fjallraven Kanken rucksack. And they've got a cat at home they've called Hemingway, and the cat litter needs changing again. The flat is starting to stink, and they've seen an advert to do a short course at City University, and maybe there's more to life for them than being an overworked teacher and marking PE paragraphs. What about that book they've always thought about writing? Turn that idea into a novella. Turn that novella into a novel. Winter is here, Winter Wonderland is coming. Wenger out then, but Wenger's long gone now. Sauntering smokers of flavoured vapes, strawberry and mint. She's the model from the main adverts on the tube, I think. Who would have guessed that 21 Savage was born in East? Top of the Pops is now Sounds Like Friday Night, and the BBC studios aren't in White City anymore, are they? The green hearts of Grenfell broken. I should have done something about it. Every other person is wearing Patagonia and have borrowed their friend of a friend's Netflix account details to binge watch the next big thing and tweet about it. They all have witty, sarcastic Twitter bios. Did you read that Guardian article, the one about mental health? Round here, everyone looks like it's the scene from McFadden's Cold War. Everyone is sick of single-use plastics. His yay is different to her yay, but he slid into her DMs anyway. So for him, life is getting quite exciting. A neck tattoo doesn't necessarily make him a criminal. We've got Section 60 stop and search in full force now. It's a case of signing packages to work because because there's no one to sign for them at home, and a Saturday trip to the sorting office on Cali Road isn't ideal. A Saturday trip to the sorting office on Cali Road isn't safe because of the moped-enabled crime. Weekends are for runs, walks, and birthday brunches at the Fig and Olive with bottomless Prosecco. He's having his 30th at the Bussy building, and she's booked a room downstairs at Victory Mansions. We could pass by one and dance the top loader dancing in the moonlight, then drop by the other and share a Via van home from Peckham. And have drunk sex. And after, wash our sticky, dirty hands with Waitrose, Ginger and Clementine hand wash. She looks sexy in that boomerang video posted on Insta, posted this morning from last night. She's shaking her bum. She's shaking her bum. She's shaking her bum. She's shaking her bum. The 2-second video plays over and over. She's shaking her bum. She is shaking her bum. Double tap, love heart, like. There's an emoji now for every reason. She does yoga, competent with all the poses, downward facing dog and lotus onto a child pose, and does a little Bikram too. Then a brisk walk by a little Waitrose to get a dinner for two in South Say super green smoothies, wearing wireless headphones and listening to a playlist made up of Zara Larsson, Taylor Swift and Sigrid. Even though it's Christmas soon, she's braved a pair of open-toed heels, the ones with the gap at the back, exposing the fleshy bit of her soul. Moved down to the city a few years ago, managed to get a decent price for a flat in Homerton, ex-council. Did it up brick by brick, developers chomping at the bit to get a bit of her Homerton land. The overground station, the new builds, the brand new academy, the hospital, Chaps Palace, Sunday markets, artisan bakeries, new Nike store on Morning Lane. And this is London. Fads, fashions and expense. The bus waits to pull out. With each turn comes great change, and London on its own journey. Working women who went to Oxford but are too ashamed to say they went to Oxford. The 20-somethings, the startups, the city workers, the £1 million house owners, the renters, the council flat livers, the dossers, the squatters, the content but not quite happy, the happy but not quite safe, the people left behind, beautiful women with hot legs, fucked up bottom teeth and red wine lips. It's all Brexit, and Donald Trump has retweeted this, and oh, Jeremy Corbyn, and momentum and anti-austerity marches. Let's meet in the pub first. Protesting makes me thirsty. 2 gin and tonics, 3 pints, and a few packets of crisps. And the man is still at the front, and the mood is too tense for an Instagram story, or a Facebook live video, or a WhatsApp. What's it? I think finally the camera crew are ready. The wires have been untangled, and the microphone has been set up. What is the point anymore? Is there enough time? We're all about to die in a matter of minutes. Thank you.
Before you started, is there anything else you want to say about you and your craft and how you got to where you are?
So I did an MA in creative writing, which I don't sort of necessarily recommend if you want to be a writer. I don't necessarily recommend it, but it really helped me. And I did my MA at City University, which is near sort of in between Angel and Barbican, and my cohort was very American, because most universities obviously get international fees, and it really helps if they're very international students. But I really wanted my work in progress to be as British as possible. And that's what I was trying to do for 392. And I mean, being British is a very complicated and problematic issue, especially as we run up to an election, Jeremy Corbyn products. For me, what does it mean to be British, and the complications and all that sort of the amalgamations of cultures and values in there, and that's what I've tried with the 392. So I really hope you enjoyed that reading, and there are books to sell if you want some.
Thanks so much.